everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and as you can see from the graphic, today's process video is for the Mix It Up Monday hop. The second Monday of every month, a group of scrapbookers gets together and we're given a sketch, and we have to add some mixed media to the sketch to create a scrapbook layout. This is a collaboration between Anna from Peacecraft Love and Kimberly from Rather Be Scrapbooking, and it's open to anybody. So if you go to the Facebook group, which is going to be linked below in the YouTube description, you can find all the details for how to participate in next month's hop. So I really liked the sketch for this one. It was just one that I think they're looking for people to actually design sketches for us to use. But this one was just a sketch that Anna happened to find and like, and I liked it too. It's got 2 photos in it, but lots of paper layering kind of behind the photos, and what looked to be like a circular element. So I only saw one circular type element. So what I decided to do was take some of the new Tim Holtz Distress Oxide spray color, Uncharted Mariner. And I decided I had this metal bucket on my desk that I got from Oriental Trading Company, which you can find so many cool things there. And I was really using it for other things. It came in a pack of 12, and I've used it for making like a summer bucket list. I've used it for holding arts and craft supplies for Girl Scouts meetings. So I happened to have one of them on my desk down here, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try to make something that looks like coffee stain rings, right? I've seen other people do it before, and I think I have tried to do it before once, but I wasn't using the metal bucket. I don't remember what I used, but it didn't really work out that well. But the metal bucket, I think, worked out pretty good. It was just the right size, so I just sprayed some of the spray on a piece of plastic and dipped the metal bucket into that color, swirled it around, and then basically stamped it onto my Vicki Boutin Foundations paper. So while I let that dry, I'm trying to kind of piece together the pattern papers that I chose for this. So these are 2 photos of my daughter going strawberry picking last month. And since it was, a day at the farm, I was like, hey, I still have some Doodlebug design down at the farm paper collection that I had purchased, I don't know, a couple months ago to scrapbook some other farm photos. A lot of the stuff in this collection does have farm animals. It's really more of animal themed as opposed to farmer's market type of thing. But I did really like that picnic blanket pattern paper. There's a wood grain, and there's just kind of a nice general white. I guess it kind of looks like chicken coop wire, come to think of it. But it's just a nice generic pattern. And then there was also another sort of multicolored stripey thing in there. So I didn't use anything that had animals on it. It just but the collection is down on the farm, so it's still sort of farm themed. And then I also had some tags from, I think it was another Doodlebug collection, an outdoorsy collection. And the other side, again, had some stuff on it that was about camping and being out in the wild. But the opposite side of the tags were just blank with little decorative pieces, decorative patterns at the top. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just use that side and maybe I can do journaling on that or something. So there was a tag sticking out behind on the left-hand side of the photos, or where the photos go on the original sketch. However, I moved mine over just because of how I did the circles in the background and how the paper ended up being layered. I liked the tag peeking out on the right-hand side better. And then I added 2 more. I'm going to add 2 more up on the top left-hand side. You also notice that I used the paper towel roll to help dry my mixed media. For the most part, it was pretty dry. There was a little bit of, the paper towels picked up a little bit of that blue coloring, but I just really I didn't want to wait. So I just rolled the paper towel roll over it. And that helped move things along quite nicely. So now that I've got that down, of course, a lot of it does get covered up, of course, by the paper. But that main one up in the top right-hand corner is still very visible. And that's the one that was, that's the placement of where the circle element was on the original sketch. So you can kind of see the one on the top left peeking out, very tiny. And the one at the bottom also does not get too covered up, does not get as covered up, I suppose you could say. I'm just inking the edges of everything because it's going against the white cardstock. Did I say this was Vicki Boutin Foundations paper? Because it is. That's really the best for mixed media. I can't say enough about it. And I always I always get to like the last piece and I'm like, I gotta reorder, and then it's like out of stock everywhere. So I need to like really stock up on the Vicky Bouton stuff the next time I place an order somewhere. So I am going to just put everything down. I'm using my adhesive squares to stick stuff down. There's what the backside of the tags looks like. I can't remember that collection, but I'm pretty sure it was Doodlebug as well. So most of this is Doodlebug. I will be adding in a few other bits and pieces. This doesn't get too heavily embellished, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to use the embellishments that were part of the Down on the Farm collection, but I do add in a couple extra things, as you will see here, coming up real soon. One of the things that I decided to do, instead of just keeping this being, Distress Oxide spray, of course, I'm going to add some splatters. I am going to add a little bit more texture by adding in some ribbon and some twine. This collection actually has I guess it's a collection kit that I had purchased. So it came with the paper, it came with alpha stickers, puffy stickers, and a sheet of flat stickers. Plus, I think there was like a puffy sticker that I used on the previous farm layout. And then it has some gingham ribbon, which is really pretty. And since I had the tags, I decided I should add some of that gingham ribbon to tie through one of the holes of the tabs. And I don't know what happened. I'm going to start talking about this before I do it, because otherwise I'll forget. But I was using my Crocodile, and like that thing can cut through chipboard. But when I tried to punch a hole through the top of the tag, it was like, no, oh my goodness, I can't do that. I don't know why I had so much trouble with that. I mean, my goodness, I was really surprised at that. But anyway, you'll see when I get to that point. Right now, I am just getting ready to do some twine. This is just white and brown twine that was from my stash, and I got it at the Dollar Tree a couple months ago, and I think actually last fall. And then I'm sticking it down on the backside with just some cheapo washi tape that I also got at the Dollar Tree. I like using cheapo washi tape for this kind of thing. I actually don't use I don't have good washi tape. I don't really use washi tape that often. But I do like using it because it's really easy to stick down as opposed to like trying to use glue or glue dots, or I don't know. Sometimes I've used staples to stick to punch twine together to the page. And I do like the way that looks sometimes, but you have to have a pretty big stapler, and depends on where the placement of the twine or the ribbon is. If your stapler can't fit that far on a 12 by 12 piece of paper, it's not going to work. There's my head. I needed to get close up like that because, again, like I said, I was trying to use the Crocodile to punch holes through those tags. I did both the top and the bottom. I'm only going to do the ribbon through the top one, but I did the bottom one just because at the time I was like, well, we'll see how I'm feeling. I already have the twine down there, so I don't really need anything else. But I had to get close enough to see, so I could see if I was getting, the circle lined up properly before I punched. So I'm just tying a little ribbon, very easy right there, a nice little accent piece. Like I said, I don't do it on the bottom tag just because there was already the twine going over it, and I'm going to add that, I think it's a crate paper chipboard embellishment, which I really like, and so that just gives some extra dimension going on there. I do have to, it's not self-adhesive, so I do have to add some adhesive squares to stick that down. And so if I tried to do ribbon down there, it just would have been too much. So no ribbon on the bottom, only on the top, but I do have the twine. And now I'm also going to be adding, also from that same crate paper collection, like I'm literally just I was going through some of the other pieces in my stash to see if I could find other things that might work. So I will be adding something else, another chipboard embellishment from that crate paper collection. They are both like flowery, but I thought that the flower truck sort of reminded me of the outdoor shelves that this farm has where they sell, the produce and flowers too. And so that's why I used it, because it kind of had like a farmer's markety type of vibe, and that's kind of where we were when we picked strawberries. And there's the other piece. So it's a bicycle with flowers in it. Like it has nothing to do with strawberries. None of the stuff on here has anything to do with strawberries. But I was just looking for things that had sort of a farm vibe. And I don't think I'm ever going to use a bicycle with a flower basket on anything else. I don't think we're ever going to have specific bike layouts. I don't even own a bike. You can't bike in our neighborhood because there are so many hills. It's just not fun. So yeah, I just really wanted to get that used up and moved out. If I can empty the if I can empty my little plastic embellishment container that you see over toward the left, that would be really helpful, because then I could put new embellishments in, right? Yeah, so these are the alphas. I'm not totally wild about these Doodlebug alphas. I do prefer to have larger alphas, but I do like the variety that comes on this one sheet. So I'm going to use the circle ones to spell the word sweet, and then I'm going to use the larger ones down at the bottom to spell the word afternoon. I was trying to think of something that would be a fitting theme for picking strawberries, and I was thinking like sweet strawberries, something like my sweet strawberry, talking about my daughter because she's in these pictures. And I just decided to say sweet afternoon because we did go in the afternoon. Her last 3 days of the school year were all half days. And so I picked her up from school and we went to the farm, and it was super hot. And yeah, it was nice to not be outside after we picked the strawberries. Nice to come home to the air conditioning. But they always have a really good crop at this farm, and I'm always pleased with what we buy there. And then actually, I think I froze most of these strawberries. So now they're in our freezer and we can have them outside of strawberry season, which is something that I would recommend that you do if you pick your own berries. Don't feel like you have to eat them all right away. I think we actually went on vacation the following week, so I knew we weren't going to be able to eat them all before we went on vacation. So freezing them was definitely the way to go. So I'm going to add a little bit of journaling, but I do need to look back to see the specific date. So I don't want to go too far with the journaling. I'm going to stop so that I can look back on my phone to find the date for this. But actually, I can tell you right now, it was June 13th, 2022. You can see I also have some other stickers from the Doodlebug collection. Some of them are like enamel flowers. There's some flat flowers, and then the little sun because it was a really sunny day. So like I said, nothing on here is specifically strawberry, but it's all kind of just farm themed. I thought the flowers were nice because, there are flowers on strawberry plants. Yeah. So that's kind of my idea for this. I hope that you hop along with everybody else who's participating. Their links are all below in the description box. And like I said, feel free to join us next time. Go to the Facebook group. It's linked below. It's really fun, and it just challenges you to, use a sketch to get a layout completed and add in some mixed media, however you want to do it. Paste, stencils, inks, whatever. It's all up to you. So I hope this video was inspiring to you. And if you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. I love responding and saying hi to you guys. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope that you click the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more process videos. See you next time. Bye.